Yep. We'll wait. We'll wait.
We'll
Speaking
wait.
of West Virginia, though, Harry, there's some basketball going on this weekend. Did you see
Oh,
the
yeah.
basketball?
I saw a little bit of it.
I watched it. I watched them get blown out by Kansas. That was a tough game.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I haven't been too impressed with the team. They lost a lot from last year's team.
Mm-hmm.
And Kansas is a tough game, especially at Kansas.
Yeah.
But they're about to have to play Baylor. Baylor's lost.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be
And this
another
was
tough
probably they got 3 tough games in a row. They had Kansas, Baylor, and someone right after that. I can't remember off the top of my head. So this was a really tough stretch, and they dropped the first one to Kansas, which they were up really early in that game. I think the first quarter they pulled ahead and were up, and then they just all went downhill and they got blown out.
Yeah, I think they're a mid-tier team
Mm-hmm.
right now in their conference. They had been kind of upper and been competitive with all these teams for the last while. You had Javon Carter and then McBride, been good for a year. So a step back this year. I mean, you kind of expect it.
Yeah.
It's a shame because we had all these players we could have had that would have, if they would have came back, we would have been one of the top teams in the country.
I know that's the transfer portal, and obviously the draft hurt a little bit too, but
College
you said that at
basketball
the end
is
of
tough.
last year, the redeeming factor was all these guys are coming back, and then not they all left.
College basketball is tough, and then you throw in the transfer portal.
Yeah,
it's tough to keep a team together for that long.
Mm-hmm.
NBA and for basketball, you can just go to the NBA after a year
Yeah.
out of being after high school. So if somebody plays really well, like McBride
Mm-hmm.
was doing, he's gone. And then the transfer portal now, guys play well, they leave. And Huggs is a tough coach. He rides you hard. Some of these people can't take it, and
So it's
they're
even
gone.
tougher. It's really basketball is tougher than football because when you factor in the young draft, if you don't get a talented team young and start making runs, it's really hard to develop players.
Yeah, I mean, I think college. It seems like with college sports in general now, with this transfer portal, it's hard to keep a team together.
Yeah, very
Now,
difficult.
unfortunately, if you have players that play well above their expectation, they're going to leave, maybe go to a better school.
Mm-hmm.
If you have people that play bad, aren't getting enough play time, they can leave and go to a different school. It's tough. It's a new time, new era.
So is this just what we're going to see? You think they'll ever put back in any penalties?
They could. You may see in a few years how they regulate this NIL stuff.
Yeah.
I think you're seeing it with football where schools are basically paying players to come.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's been rumors about it before, but now it's pretty much just out in the open.
Yeah.
If you're a good enough player, you can transfer here and get millions of dollars.
Our boy Nico just got a big deal from Toothman Ford out of Morgantown.
Yeah, well, I mean, you see with the smaller schools, you'll get your top players can get a deal, but you can't compare that to the USC boosters or teams like Alabama that could pay and afford to pay players a lot. So you may see some type of regulation in a while. Right now, I think it hasn't been done before, so you got to see how it affects everything. It's only been a year.
Yeah, and
so
it's going to be the Wild West for a while.
Right now, it's tough to keep a team together.
For sure. Let us know in the comments what you guys think. Did you like that basketball coverage? Should I watch more basketball? I don't know. Is this team going to be any good?